Welcome to another episode on our channel. Today we're going to talk about these two ladies and then segue to this lady. You've seen these two ladies yesterday, and some time ago you saw this lady in a different kind of combination of articles of clothing and so forth. So we'll talk about her a little bit later. But this morning, I read a comment by someone who'd mentioned that the shoulder guards were on backwards. And yesterday, there was a teeny weeny bit of me that kind of thought maybe something was wrong, but I wasn't compelled enough to go check on the internet, and I regret that I didn't do that now. So the shoulder armor was indeed on backwards. They're on correctly now for both of these ladies, and they look so much better. So I'm a happy camper for the feedback. Which actually brings me to a story about things on backwards. Yesterday I had my shirt on backwards. You can't really tell, but the emblem is not on the side that was showing. You couldn't tell, but I had it on backwards. So yesterday was a very backwards day. I do like this new mic. It's not a new mic, but my husband put a washer on it, and it's black, and then a magnet behind the shirt. It feels so much lighter. I really appreciate the work he did on that and saved us a bunch of money that way. So it's a trick if you want to use that, a washer and a magnet. So anyway, the mistake, though, that was pointed out to me today with this being on backwards takes me back to the military, where I joined the military not to join the military. I wasn't like interested in joining the military, but I wanted a paid internship for my clinical hours, and I knew the military would be a pathway to that end. And I missed the Air Force by like 1 or 2 weeks, and I was left with the Army, and I made that deadline, and I was like one of 3 people who were accepted into an internship the year I applied, and went immediately to Georgia to Dwight D. Eisenhower Army Medical Center for my internship, because you do your internship, strangely enough, before you do officer basic training. Then you go to your first assignment. I don't know why they did it that way back when, but that was a ton of years ago. That's how they did it. So I got to Fort Gordon and met my primary supervisor. He took me to the PX. We got all the uniforms that I needed. And I showed up the next day at the hospital, got onto the elevator, was heading up to my assignment, and a very professional, very nice sergeant, I was in the elevator alone with this sergeant, thank God, turned to me and asked, "Ma'am, do you know you have your shoulder boards on backwards?" And I went like, "No, I didn't." I quickly changed them around and ended up at my site, my internship placement, with everything correctly on. I didn't share that with anybody, but knowing them the way I eventually got to know them, they probably would have died laughing if I had shared that, but I was too embarrassed at the time. So mistakes are learning opportunities, and I was actually pleased, that this forced me to look at this gal again and make some additions to have her look a different way. So I'm very happy about that process. So now we turn our attention to this gal. You've seen her before, Gal Gadot. So we have Brie Larson, Ada Wong, and Gal Gadot. And you, like I said, you've seen her before, but I decided to do some updates to her as well. She had on light colored fur on her feet, and then a wrap around her neck, and that was the same color. And she didn't have this shirt on, this brown shirt. And I thought, let me try her with a shirt. Let me use an old towel and let me try to make something more brown to match. And look at the lion. I don't know how the lion got on her, but there's the lion with the blue shirt. I mean, the lion doesn't have the blue shirt. I have the blue shirt, but the Lions wrapped up the division today. And ironically, they played the Vikings today. So they wrapped, you know, I feel bad for the Vikings, for Green Bay, for Chicago, but I am so happy for my Lions. You have to understand, I've been around for some time. You know, I was born in 1961. That's a long time ago. I've never seen the Lions clinch their division. This is a first for me, and I'm a happy camper regarding that news. So finding this lion on, I think it was, I want to say Monkey Depot, and I think they had 2 lions on there. So if you really like this lion, you should check them out and try to grab that one up before it disappears. But I got this lion a bit ago and decided when I was going to add another Viking to the mix, I would update her with the lion because, of course, the brown works better with the brown. So a good day all around today. I've got her fixed up a lot better. I've got the shoulder boards on, or not the shoulder boards, sorry, the shoulder guards on right. And I have a lion on her, and the Lions clinched the division. So with that, you've seen, I guess maybe we can do the trays on all 3 of them again. What the heck? No, my husband's going, no. We should, maybe not with her because the cape, you're just going to see on the back, just the cape. So we'll do the turnaround with her. So we'll pause now for that. Folks, you've seen her before, but you know me. I tend to do updates on figures when I'm not completely happy with them, or I think about a change that might make them a bit better. And at first she had pants on and a shirt on. And then I decided to take both the pants off and the shirt off. And I had some light colored, very, very light brown fur on her legs for warming, and the same color around her neck and so forth. And I wasn't happy with that. So the shirt has gone back on, and I found a towel that has kind of a furry kind of look to it, but matches more of the shirt. And so that, I do so sometimes. Begrudgingly, but I do. All right, not very well. So I did sew that because it had to be tight up here and less tight at the bottom. So I think she looks great now. This bow is made out of a Q-tip, a long Q-tip that's wood, and it was stained, and we put some string behind it or on it to give it the appearance of the bow, of a bow. And the arm guards, the 4 arm guards, it had like a spike coming out on each end. I took that down. I need to mix up some paint so I can cover that a lot better than I half-heartedly tried to do. But other than that, I think that's all I'll need in terms of changes. I found this lion on Monkey Depot and fell in love with it. And I said, I got to get it. Of course, I'm a Lions fan. I got to get it. I'm going to use it sooner or later. I just didn't know when. And I decided it would look great on her. And it does. The face of this thing is awesome. The teeth are awesome. Even the claws that you can see with the arms or the hands connected look awesome. Her quiver and her arrows are in between the lion's arms. I can't get them on any other way. Made the quiver, but you can't see it. If you want to go back to an earlier episode, you can find that one. But here she is. So we'll pause, and get some tighter close-ups from here on up. Here's a close-up of her, and we will get some profiles. Look at the eyes on that line. Ooh, the teeth. And the claws on the hands. And I don't think we'll do another close-up, but so you can just see the face. There we go. Isn't that cool? I think there's another one still on Monkey Depot. It may have a helmet attached to it, might be a little more expensive, but if you do want a lion, you can get one and not pay for the whole figure, because it came on a Roman soldier, I'm pretty sure. So here's one last look at our ladies. I hope you've liked what you've seen today. If you have, consider giving us a thumbs up. And if you live in a country or are a person who celebrates Christmas, have a great Merry Christmas.